Hello, everyone. My name is Dominique Hines, and my topic is gun control laws need to be stricter in the US. How many times have we seen on the news that another mass shooting has taken place? This has become a regular occurrence, and it doesn't seem to surprise or possibly have an impact on anyone anymore. I'm a criminal justice major, and I have carefully examined national gun death statistics from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and I have come to the conclusion that the current laws fail and stronger laws would truly help to save lives. Like many of you, I want to walk into a store or school or simply the workplace and not question my safety. Gun violence impacts everyone across every state, race, and age, so it is something that we should all take into consideration. First, I'll explain how severe gun violence is in the United States. I'll show why our current gun laws are failing, and I'll explain how states and countries with stronger gun laws see fewer deaths and why stricter gun laws will help to save lives. So, according to the Centers for Disease and Prevention, the United States reached the highest number of deaths ever recorded in recent history. The CDC reports that more than 48,000 people died from firearm related injuries in 2022 alone. That is the equivalent of a small town. The CDC also emphasized that firearm injuries are not just the leading cause of American children and teenagers deaths, surpassing car incidents, but almost 60% of all gun deaths were suicides, while 40% were homicides. What makes these statistics so haunting is that the United States has a far higher gun death rate than any other wealthy union. The CDC points out that firearms kill Americans at a rate significantly higher than nations with stronger gun regulations. This is a real crisis. The numbers are real, and every one of those numbers represent a person, a life lost, and a family that is now devastated. Now that we know how severe the problem is, we can look at why our gun laws aren't preventing these deaths. The Guilford Law Center, one of the country's leading gun policy research organizations, explains that many gun sales do not require background checks. The Guilford states an estimated 20% of gun transfers occur without any background checks. That means someone who cannot pass a background check, maybe a criminal offender or a domestic abuser, can simply purchase a gun from a private seller with no questions asked. There's also this loophole called the Charleston loophole, which allows a gun sale to go through if a background check takes longer than 3 days. The organization knows thousands of prohibited purchasers acquired guns each year because of delayed background checks. These loopholes have serious consequences. It is argued that the United States has a patchwork system of gun laws because regulations vary dramatically from state to state. A person can simply travel state lines and purchase a gun legally, even if they were denied in their home state. When laws are this inconsistent and full of gaps, dangerous people will continue to acquire these deadly weapons. And strengthening the federal laws would close these loopholes and create a consistent system that protects everyone. If our current laws are weak and inconsistent, the next question is simply, does the stricter gun legislation actually work? The data shows that it absolutely does. The Everytown for Gun Safety organization stated that states with stronger gun laws experience substantially fewer gun deaths. A 2024 report explains that states with the weakest gun laws have nearly three times the rate of gun deaths as states with the strongest gun laws. Everton also found that states that require background checks for all gun sales experience 26% lower gun homicide rates. It clearly demonstrates that closing loopholes and ensuring every buyer goes through a background check prevents guns from falling into the wrong hands. There were also real world success stories where states with red flag laws with which allows temporary removal of guns from individuals posing a threat have prevented suicides and mass shootings. States with safe storage laws have lower rates of accidental shootings among children, and finally, countries like Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom saw drastic drops in gun deaths after passing stronger laws following mass shootings. These countries also have laws where many of the officers don't carry guns. Everytown states clearly that gun violence is significantly lower in places where evidence based gun safety laws are in place. And the evidence is overwhelming that stricter gun laws work. Now that we understand the severity of gun violence, the weaknesses in our current system, and the proven effectiveness of stricter gun laws, let's bring everything together. So, in closing, gun violence in the United States has reached crisis levels, which the CDC showed reports of firearm deaths each year. Our current system, full of loopholes and inconsistency, showed by the Guilford's Law Center, fails to prevent dangerous people from accessing these weapons, and evidence from Evertown for gun safety proves that stricter gun laws lead to fewer gun deaths. Now, I will leave this quote with you. Gun violence is not inevitable. If we want safer communities, stricter gun laws must begin now. Thank you for listening.